back to Wednesday Whiskey Talk with your boys over here at the do we still call ourselves the Buffalo Happy Hour?
We still are. Yeah, we're still Buffalo Happy Hour.
Buffalo. Okay, so I can still say your boys the Buffalo. That's been a staple for like the past 2 years, and I feel weird saying it now because this is Whiskey Talk with BHH Buffalo Happy Hour. There we go. Welcome back to another Wednesday Whiskey Talk with your boys the Buffalo Happy Hour. Today we're reviewing a product from Torabhaig.
Torabhaig.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
All right.
Torabhaig.
It's a single malt Scotch.
Yeah.
So,
Mike, say the word of our sponsor.
Addie's, thank you so much. Addie's sponsors are Wednesday Whiskey Talks. They are a family-owned, local to Buffalo whiskey. Liquor store that sells whiskey, but also wine, tequilas, vodkas, wine, seltzers. What else do they sell?
Everything.
Allocations, coasters, Yeti cups, stickers, and they work with us a lot, and they also host events, and they have an in-house wine sommelier, which is super bougie, but so is the town that they're located in. So
True that.
What else is new? They are located in Billville, aka Williamsville, New York, where the zip codes get strange, and everybody walks from Weekmans to the store, and they have great foot traffic. So if you are local, download their app, the Addie's app, and you can find that on the Apple App Store and the Google Playground Play Store. You can then purchase wonderful items and then have it shipped right to your door if you're in the wonderful/horrid state of New York. So, outside of that, this was sent to us, which we're super excited to try, and Derek has all of the fun anecdotes for it, but like I said before, it is a single malt Scotch, and they have a legacy series to touch on, so we'll dive into all of that, and that's the label. So if you're new, please like, comment, subscribe. We'll dive into label branding, nose, initial taste, ending note, final rating, and if we would have it in our collection, which, spoiler alert, it's already in our collection. So we'll dive into that.
So Stacey from Marussia.
Love that.
Marussia Beverages. It's spelled Marussia, which either is Marussia or Marussia.
Either way, Stacey the Great slid
Stacey,
into our DMs and emails, and here we are.
Sent this to us. Torabhaig Distillery. So, in Scotland, for all y'all, if you want us to do a video on scotches, please. One like and we'll do it, and then I'm the one that actually likes it because I love Scotch. Scotch is where it's at for me. And you have 6 primary regions of Scotland. You have the Highlands, you have the Lowlands, you have Speyside, you have the Island of Islay, Campbelltown, and then islands, which cover all the islands outside of Scotland except for Islay, because Islay is such a pivotal island. This is from the islands region. So it's from an island called Skye. If you are familiar with the TV series Outlander, there is the Isle of Skye. That's the main island that is in the song. So it's kind of cool. I don't really know if we've had a Scotch on the show yet from the islands region.
No,
which
I'm
is pretty cool.
Down to try it.
Yeah.
And also, looking at this compared to the others, it's much lighter.
Yeah, it's very light. So it's a no age statement. Obviously, with it being Scotch, it has to be at least 3 years in Scotland, but they didn't put an age statement on this.
Okay.
It's first fill bourbon barrels and then a refill whiskey barrel. It MSRPs for $65.99, so it's a pretty pricey Scotch compared to what other products you'll find out there.
Yeah, I mean, but if you compare it to like Belvini, Macallan,
Right.
and then, from there, it's kind of not that overly,
Right.
it's not high.
Yeah, but people associate like $50 with a whiskey product, and you're on the upper end right now. So this is made with Concerto and Lorette malt barley. It's peated at 77 ppm, which in the Scott world that they use, like in Scotch, they use ppm for peat. That's how they basically dry out their malted barley. I think Laphroaig and Lagavulin use about 50, I want to say 35 to 50. Most places on Islay peat up to 35 to 50, and this is 77. So it's a little bit hot, more peat. But
Woof.
after you proof it down, the residual peat is only 17 ppm. So it might,
So it's super low,
I don't know. We'll figure
Allegedly.
it out. Yeah.
allegedly.
So this is first filled bourbon barrels, like I said, refill whiskey barrels after that. This is the second distillery ever to be on the Isle of Skye, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
They have 3 expressions total in their Legacy series. This is their second one, which is Allt Gleann, which translates to Old Glen. They are kind of situated between 2 bodies of water, Allt Glen and Allt Bechach. Pronouncing that completely wrong, but it's 2 glens that feed their water supply. The cool thing that I found on their website is the stone that makes up their distillery was actually taken by horse and carriage 200 years ago from an old castle that was down by the bay, which is so Scotland, bro. So cool. But yeah, that's Torabhaig. I'm excited for this. Like I said, I think this is our first island scotch on the show, and we're going to get into it. So label branding. What do you got?
We'll unveil the cork and go from there.
Okay.
If it's real cork, obviously it does better for us. Derek and I have a weird soft heart for real corks, especially post cork shortage, because we all lived through it, and then we lived through the glass shortage. From an opening perspective, what are your thoughts? How was that experience?
It was good. It was perforated, and it had one of those like little, I don't know, like arrows.
assist?
Like arrows, yeah. Where
Yeah,
it's
the
like
assist?
you need help. I know
Yeah.
you do,
It looks real.
which is cool. Yeah, it looks real.
Pop that off. I like the
And it has a
crust
nice
on the
little-
top.
It has a nice little crest on the top, and it has a little imprint on.
Ooh.
I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but a little imprint on. Whoop whoop. There you go. That thing. So it's pretty sweet. I like the label a lot. I like the colors of it.
It's sleek.
Screams Buffalo Happy Hour colors, to be honest.
It does.
I mean, you got the.
If we were to make a label,
Right?
it would be those exact colors.
That's sweet.
Yes.
I love that. So I like the 3 sections on there. It kind of lets you read it in a more
Organized fashion.
Yeah, you got the big label at the top that's just telling you the distillery. You have some information on the Isle of Skye, and then the actual Legacy series up here. The back is pretty basic, just all the information that you really need to know from a legal standpoint. And I like it a lot. I honestly think that this is a very classy bottle. It's got the area 2 that's raised, which gives it a nice little touch too, to let you know that this bottle is specifically made for the Isle of Skye Torabhaig whiskey. And I like it. So I'm going to go A++ on the label.
A++.
A++. I just think this screams classy.
It screams classy, but the fact that it's split up into 3 different labels is what really elevates it to an A++. I agree.
I agree. All right, nose. Ooh.
Great sound, real cork.
Real cork.
We're doing well.
Peat. Real peat. We're going to pour a little bit more. I will say, though, this probably is right at that 3-year mark because it is very light.
I gotta spell this correctly for the board.
Torabhaig.
Thanks. This is what happens, and this all started in college. This is what it is.
Torabhaig. Torabhaig.
Every time I see Tora followed up with the letter B, I think of Tora Bora, but that's fine.
What is that?
You know exactly what Tora Bora is.
I do not.
Oh my goodness gracious. Tora Bora was a very famous U.S. military operation that involved OBL.
Did you serve?
Shut up, Derek. Okay.
All right. So, nose. I will say, though, like I just said, this is a very translucent yellow color. Honestly, in the glass, doesn't look that great, if we're being honest about it.
Smell this.
Oh, I smelled it already.
Push your nose
But
in there,
I'm still
bro.
on that label branding, even though it's A++. I will say, they do, okay, so this is important. They do not, in Scotland, you can add color, I'm pretty sure. This has no artificial color in it, so that's probably why it's lighter than most.
You smell that?
Young. Yeah, oh yeah.
I smell peat. I smell Mother Earth.
But it's a very pleasant peat, though.
There's elements of vanilla and caramel still in this.
Yeah. It's kind of like a
Sugary.
very sweet apple pie.
Apple pie.
Yeah, because I'm getting like this Granny Smith apple smell.
I mean, when you grew up and you were eating apple pie, or now, do you spike your apple pie?
No, absolutely. So, have you ever made hobo pies? You've made hobo pies.
Obviously, I've made hobo pies.
You make them with Pillsbury Crescent Rolls, not a sponsor, but the only way to make hobo pies. And then you put in apples as your pie filling. And then from there, you put it in the fire. It's getting all that smoke. This is exactly what that smells like. A hobo apple pie made at a campfire.
I made hobo pies. I've never made a hobo apple pie.
Oh, really? Dude, this smells exactly like that.
So what are you doing Saturday?
This is bringing back really good memories for me.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah,
I support you in
it.
that mental journey that you're on right now.
Appreciate that.
I hope you feel seen, or whatever, people say about feelings, because we're both dead inside as human beings.
And then you got someone in the background smoking cigarettes. That's what
Misty 100s only. All right?
They're not sending us any more bottles. It's
They might.
definitely getting that, like, smoky apple pie note.
Yeah. In a really pleasant way.
Sometimes with, like, Speyside scotches, you're getting more of, like, that peach and pear. But I'm not getting that here. This
What
is
would you rate
definitely
this
apple.
nose? I'm almost at like an A++.
I'm at an A++ too again.
All right, right on the board. My back is killing me.
While
and
I
it's
write
just
them
such
on
an
the board,
awkward angle.
Give them our ethics statement while we write this on the board.
Because this was sent to us, we are at still zero obligation to rate this higher than anything else. We will always be authentic. We will always be real. We don't care about feelings. We are here to just rate the spirit as is, as two dudes from a normal audience standpoint. What do you want to add to that?
If you want to hear more about that, we've done 160 of these so far on our other channel, Buffalo Happy Hour, so you can go to YouTube, type in Buffalo Happy Hour. We've done 160 of these, and we've trashed some distilleries. We probably shouldn't have, but we've trashed them, because honestly...
Not trashed.
We've told them that their product isn't great.
We were
and said
honest.
it's better suited for a cocktail, a.k.a. trash.
Derek and I try everything neat.
Yeah, so... We want to tell you guys that because as you guys actually spending time watching our reviews, we're not going to fluff something up just because somebody sent it to us, because not only are we going to be lying, but we're doing you a disservice. So,
And the ethics statement is in the beginning of every video anyways, but we just want to double tap it for this one just because we know specifically this was sent to us.
right.
We didn't buy it with personal money, and we have no ties. There's nothing like that. They're not a sponsor. This is just us trying a spirit that was sent in. We're excited. We're appreciative. We're always grateful, obviously. That
being said, I really do like this nose, though.
Me too.
It's this smoked apple pie. Yeah.
So far, whatever was sent, specifically this single malt scotch, has crushed it.
And
so kudos to you,
Yeah.
and honestly, nice job.
You're honestly getting like a very heavy hay, fresh barley note, too.
There's a lot of hay, there's a lot of, yes, I agree.
All right. Initial taste?
Ooh. That's sugary, and it's very mellow and soft in a great way. This does not overpower you with peat. It sprinkles it in. This initial taste is very buttery. It's very grain heavy. The any note I can't wait to talk to you about, because you and I both know that this any note is fire. It's very buttery, it's very grain heavy, and it's soft and gentle. You're not getting a lot of ethanol. What's the proof on this?
92.
92 proof? Man, that is smooth for a 92. What a great job on this.
I'm really happy that we said that ethics. So, just so you guys know, obviously you saw that we unwrapped this. We've never had this before. I'm glad that we said the ethics statement before, because I'm going to give... This is going to be one of my highest rated scotches. I like this a lot.
Up there with Belvini?
Yeah, I like this a lot. Because you're getting that... If you've been a fan of the show for a while, you know that I'm a huge fan of green bottles. Green bottles add such a different note to whiskey. This isn't in a green bottle, but it reminds me a lot of the notes that you get from a green bottled product.
We're going to fight over this.
It has this skunky, but peaty note to it. That
fresh.
It's very fresh. It's very organic. Like it's giving me iodine notes on the initial taste. It's giving me that peaty medicinal note, but it's so smooth and sugary that it's not off-putting whatsoever. This is extremely well made.
It is.
I'm surprised I've never heard of this before.
The distillation process murdered. Whoever made this knew what they were doing. 1 drop of water just to kind of open it up and see what we can do. But it's not normal water. This isn't tap from Buffalo, New York. This is hemlock, leaflock, lemlock. All that craziness. non-homogeneous, homogeneous, stem-lock, leaf-lock water.
They're very
What is it, Derek?
it's reverse osmosis water from the Hemlock Lake in New York. When we first heard that, we had no idea what that meant because we were still new, so we just made up our own phrase.
And now
They're very prescriptive on the back with the barley that they're using. So like I said, it's Concerto and Lorette malted barley. Full transparency, I have zero idea what that means and zero idea if other distilleries use that.
However,
they're just the only prescriptive one that said it.
However, barley is both of ours favorite grain.
Correct.
When it comes to
And
a
it
spirit.
also says it's fermented with Pinnacle MG Plus and Saf Spirit M1 yeast.
I have so many more questions now.
I have zero idea. I've never seen this much detail, like transparency on the actual types on a Scotch either. I'm just very floored by this whole experience.
This initial taste, I'm at an A+++.
I agree.
I agree.
It's just very pleasing.
I did not expect this. As soon as we took it out, I didn't realize that it was gonna, like, I just didn't think, I was like, why is it so light?
Yeah.
I was anticipating something darker. Where's the packaging? Grab the packaging, because their packaging is also awesome. Where did I put that? Yeah, there it is. There it is. Again, classic Buffalo Happy Hour colors. It's like they knew what they were doing or something.
Honestly, guys, what are you doing after this, huh? We gotta become friends. This is sick.
I like this a lot. It's a really nice
honestly,
setup.
put a Buffalo Happy Hour logo up here, editor. We'll do some stuff because this is our colors. I didn't notice that until we started this review.
Maybe that's why she sent it.
Probably
Anyway.
not. But Stacey, if that's the case, good on you, and you definitely have job security after this.
Yeah. Ending note. I'm gonna go. This is
The-
very ashy to me on the end.
It's ashy, but it's also peaty, and I love that. I love that the peat is on the back end and it's not front heavy. Put your watch
Yeah.
away. I love the fact that they added the Scotch elements on the back, where they introduce you to the grain, the happiness, and the soft and gentleness of the spirit first up front, and then they're just like, hey, by the way, still a Scotch, and they're teasing you with it on the ending note, which is fantastic.
Just because we're being transparent with you, I will say one thing that I'm not,
I know what it is.
not that I'm not pleased with, but that I just want a little bit more.
I know what it is.
It's very thin. Is that what you're gonna say? Can you relax with some of the equipment, bro?
So hold on. My footstool right now is a garbage can. We're going off the rails. So it's making a ton of noise. If you hear that, that's what the popping was, because all the aluminum is doing aluminum things. Outside of that,
To me, I think the only complaint that I have is that it's thin. Because what I would love to have a little bit more viscousness.
just tell them that you love Lafroig.
I do love Lafroig, but
Of
this
course.
is different than that. Because
Obviously,
this
but
to-
you love the Scotch heavy hit of like, bam!
But I
you know,
also-
like, oh, this is Scotch.
I also want it to linger a little bit more. And I feel like this isn't lingering because it's very thin.
What if this is aged for 12 years?
It's not.
I know,
Because if
but
it-
I'm saying this
to
juice.
think about it? Yeah.
This juice aged for 12 years
they are-
probably would be fantastic.
So they are a newer distillery. So they're probably putting out new stuff.
yeah, well, yeah, they're
But-
probably not.
Yeah, so they're probably 3, 4, 5 years old, maybe at most.
I want to meet these people,
But yeah, I mean, I'm very pleased with this product.
even if it's a Zoom.
Yeah.
Obviously, it'll be a Zoom, unless we're there.
Yeah.
Not opposed to that.
What up? Buffalo Happy Hour colors, you know what you want. So that would be my only complaint. But again, this is, I can see the benefit of it being thin because to me, this isn't going to be very off-putting for somebody that's new to Scotch.
Absolutely not. This is the perfect introductory Scotch, and this is a great spirit to introduce the distillery. And for me, A++ check.
I'm gonna go A++ check too. I like that a lot.
I agree.
I agree.
Final rating.
I told you, dude, this is gonna be up there.
Final rating. Derek, give me that countdown.
3, 2, 1. 96.
95.5. Guys, this murders in a great way. Not like a
Jeffrey
OJ
Dahmer way.
or OJ Simpson. That's where I was going to go. Keep it Buffalo. Anyways, not guilty. And then, not for Dahmer, but for OJ. The juice. So,
This is good juice.
Great job on this. In all seriousness, great job on this. A score that high is unbelievably rare, especially for us. We have, just a reference, like Caribbean Cask Balvenie 14 is up there in the 95.5, 96 range.
I think that's a 97, actually.
Yeah, it's the highest we've ever gave a rating. It's our favorite Scotch of all time. So being at a 95.5 is fantastic. This is a really good Scotch, especially for somebody that you're trying to introduce into Scotch from, say, like a bourbon-heavy experience or a rye-heavy experience with whiskey. Or you can say, hey, this is switching you from an Irish whiskey to a Scotch. I think this is the perfect bridge. It's the gateway for that transition, and it makes you want to dive into all the different regions. Great job on this.
I think it's just very, very well-rounded, and it's not off-putting at all.
It's welcoming.
And for somebody that loves Islay Scotch, this is the closest thing that you can have to Islay Scotch.
Yeah.
This is amazing to me.
It's
Well
good.
done. Well done.
Nice job. Guys, thank you so much for sending this. We appreciate it.
So, $65.99, you buying it? Is this in your collection?
Is this in my collection? Yes.
At what price point, don't raise prices, but at what price point would you buy this up to? Like, we were just talking about Balvenie. That right now in New York, for some godforsaken reason, is $100.
I know.
Would you pay $100
They
for this?
just raised it.
I'm probably not 100 level. I
No,
would probably
I'm not. I would.
The most I would spend here is
85. 85, 89. I would not pass, and that's post-tax.
Yeah.
Post-sales tax in Western New York. So we're 8.75% for sales tax. I wouldn't go above $85 post-tax for this product.
I'm very pleasantly surprised with this.
Very.
Very well done. And it's our colors, so
Into facto.
single barrel options. All right. Anyway, so
We have yet to do a single barrel Scotch.
hell yeah. So thank you all for joining today's episode. Very appreciate it, and hopefully you found this interesting because I've never heard of Torabhaig before this. So Stacey, again, thank you so much for sending this over. And if you have enjoyed any whiskey with us so far, please remember always drink responsibly, be a good person. And Michael,
Do not litter.
we're out.
Yeah!